just music.
Hey.
It don't never stop being the way it used to be.
My man, I agree.
Yes, yeah. Taking you back. We are here at IntellectualRadio.com, and we are so excited to be bringing to you some information on some good things regarding health. We really and truly we have a guest. Unfortunately, we were having Reverend Dr. Al Sampson, but he has emergency. Something came up, and so he was unable to join us. But we and always ready and raring to share with you some good information and just talk like we always talk about just regular things that's happening in life and everything going on in the world, which is just something right in here. And it's just these days that are so critical with the office that we are going through with this, whoever this is that calls himself the president and ruling the world, has got us all in a turmoil, but God shall get us through this as well.
That's
And
right.
what about the children and this shooting and the president's, even his response on that, and wanting teachers to go packing? What do you think of that, Ed?
I think he has lost their minds.
Yes.
That's what I think. I mean, if you will ask me bluntly, I just tell you just like that. Everybody's trying to treat the symptoms and not the cause, which is really ridiculous, which is the way they handle just about everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what if you have guns like that, of weapons of war? I carried M16 when I was in Vietnam. Why would I want to carry something like that on the streets? Why would I want to shoot a deer with M16? The velocity is ridiculous.
But why would a teacher want to carry a gun?
Well, teachers don't want to carry a gun. That's the president's idea.
I know.
And there's something about carrying a gun. It's not just a simple matter of having a gun. You have to be well trained in order to be able to use a gun under pressure. And if you're not, you haven't been in school. You are probably one of the most dangerous persons in the school would be the teachers.
Right.
Who don't know how to handle a gun and shooting. Probably wind up shooting at police and students too.
But why would a president of the United States, why would he even suggest that or encourage something like that
I don't know.
amongst children?
I kind of like Trump. Trump brings out the best in everybody.
Okay.
Because the best is something that we have not shown. But this much pressure on you, we don't really do anything until we back against the wall. And he's bringing it, let you know exactly what people thinking, what they are, and the kind of mentality that's the sub-government of the United States. He let you know exactly what it is. So you have to respond. And I'm glad to see that the children are responding because they have less fear, they have less history. All they know is there's a problem, fix it.
That's right. And those young people, they were on it.
Well, it's as simple as a thing.
The young ladies were really
they were
furious.
The answer to most problems are very, very simple. We just don't want to do it. Most of the problems that you have in today, the solution to those problems are find out what works and do it. That's all it takes. Does it work? Not about how much money it costs or who is going to vote against it and what faction is not going to agree with it. Does it save lives? Does it work? Does it solve the problem? And if it does, we don't worry about what you think about it. Our fundamental job is to keep Americans safe. That's why you're in the office. That's why you got elected. If you can't do that, then you need to be out of the office.
We really don't know how he got elected.
Well, we got an idea, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing of it is that we need to find out. It will force you to find solutions to problems that are very easy to solve. And then you find out all the flaws in the system because they refuse to adapt to things that make sense to everybody in the world except them.
Well, what about the young man that did the shooting? I mean,
deranged, neglected, whatever his mental state was, they knew that before. That's another thing we need to find out about. Why do you let things like that slip through the cracks? Why do you pay no attention to those that are obviously suffering? He's not the only one. There are those who have mental problems that have been in institutions and been let out
Well, a lot of them have been
with
because
no
they've cut down on so many of the
with no
programs
supervision.
for mental care.
So, what kind of world do you want to live in? Because you don't want to pay for it, which is what the children are saying. We're paying for this. Why do we allow this to happen? I don't want to hear about your budget. I don't want to hear about legislation. I want to hear about what kind of answers do you have to this problem and when you're going to do it.
Well, the children were saying that they were not surprised when they found out that it was him because they had been trying to let it be known that he was strange and that he had some problems, but that they were not being heard.
Out of the mouth of babes, they know. Adults know too, but they just ignore it. And they probably ignored the children because they weren't listening to the children. And that's what you should be listening to.
Yeah, they said that they didn't listen to him.
Your children and your adults carry all the information that you need. The children see what's going on. They can observe and they can deduce the answers to most of the problems readily because they don't have any type of baggage to carry with them. They don't have that type of experience to say what they cannot do. All they know is if it needs doing, then what do you have to do to do it? And let's do that, which is the point. And you're going to find out in your research that a certain amount of discord and confusion is what is desired. Because you can control the people and tell them anything once you keep them confused and keep them ignorant of the facts. And that's what they're doing. But children don't understand that. All they understand is, I know when you're lying to me. I know when you're just stalling. And that's not something we can afford to continue to have it. And I think if anything is going to happen these days, it will be because of the children. If they motivate the adults or those in power to change. Otherwise, this problem is going to follow you home.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening. And it is unfortunate because so many children nowadays, the fact that they can even go and purchase guns, I think is absolutely ridiculous. And they can go do it.
Well, the point is, if you can't take care of your children and your and older people, then what do you have a government for? Why do you have a government if you can't do what you was designed to do?
Yeah, I really and truly, I feel that is very crucial that they acknowledge that and are conscious of the fact that children don't need to have guns, don't need to be exposed to guns, let alone are able to purchase a gun. I just think that is just really and truly a sad affair when children can go out and purchase a gun. I just don't get that. Some kind of way he was able to thank this family, his friend's parents, because his mom had passed. And some kind of way, I think he was able to get a hold to the gentleman's gun case.
When he was interviewed, said he just the day before, when he was at the White House speaking, someone had walked into 18, 20-year-old man walked in with a fake ID or expired ID and bought an AR-15. He said, how did that happen?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the NRA telling people their Second Amendment rights is to have a gun because they were fearful of a government that would control the people. And that's why they established the fact that this United States should have a well-armed militia to fight against the government, which is what they just had finished doing with England. They were oppressed so bad they came to America and established this state and said, we never again we have that happen, which is what they said everyone should have a gun. That's okay. We always had guns. In the Wild West and in the country, we had guns when I lived in the country. But we had to understand the principle what guns are for. They were for killing wildlife and killing food and protecting your home against any and everybody. Not for, AR-15 automatic for target practice.
People.
On people. So
look at the children that lost their lives. That's what babies.
All we have to do is what is your intention? What do you intend to do when you have a lot of things you can have that? What's your intention? What are you trying to say? And if you don't pass a law to protect your children, what else are you trying to say? That they are unimportant, that you would like to establish and promote fear? Is that what you're doing? Because that's what you're doing. And if you are, why? And this is with children. They always ask why. And if you keep asking why, you come right down to the truth.
Well, I think one of the governors last night was saying that he has grandchildren and he has children, and he definitely would not want to feel that any teachers that was over his children would be packing a gun.
A gun has one purpose only, that's to kill another human being. That's it. It's only a hunting rifle. If you like to hunt, AR-15 is not for hunting. It's not for hunting animals. It's for hunting people. So why do you want to equip people to kill each other? You have to have a reason. There's a reason behind that. What is your intent? Why do you want those in the hands of people, especially people who are unqualified to handle them, to have a gun? They're not in the mental state to even have a gun. And why would you be opposed to background checks to make sure this person is stable? Why would you be opposed to it? There's a reason for that. Ask that question. Why would you be opposed to that?
I still think that's just avenue and another way of divide and conquer.
We don't know the power that we have. You don't have to buy a gun. Just because somebody says, somebody going to break into your house. No. If I have something in my house, I don't need an AR-15. And I don't need to carry it on the street. This is not the wild, wild west. We can pass a law saying that if you're caught carrying certain type of medicine, you go to jail. If enough people go to jail, let's stop doing it.
That's right.
If you stop selling that weapon, or you register everyone who carries one, they won't sell as many. If they won't sell as many, guess what? Somebody's not going to make as much money. Who is that?
The ones that's making it.
Hello. That is the reason. You are paying the price for their profit.
Absolutely. Well, you're here at IntellectualRadio.com with Here's the Life with Zemrah, and talking about critical decisions about these guns, and all of the children were murdered. I mean, that was just awful. So we're going to take a moment, and we'll be right back. You're here at IntellectualRadio.com with Zemrah and Ed.
And Ed.
Baby. Baby. No, girl. Sometimes I feel all you got to do is call me. Simply beautiful. There's so many good things I could say about you, girl. I could say that If I gave you my love. I tell you what I do.
You're back here at IntellectualRadio.com with Zemrah and
Yeah.
Ed. Yeah. And I want you to check me out on Facebook, Zemrah's Music. Go to YouTube, and we're still working diligently to get that Love is Possible CD out. Hopefully, it'll be out the end of April, if not May for sure. But Pierre and I are working every week and moving close to it.
Well, we're getting close to it anyway because we came up a little short on our funding, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna still make it happen.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And for all of those that donated, we really and truly say thank you and how much we really appreciate you. And you won't be disappointed with the CD that I'm coming out with. I'm really, really excited. It's a lot of originals, great songs on it. And we're doing maybe about 2 or 3 remix, but it's going to be something that I'll be very, very proud of. So I'm really, really looking forward to the release party and all that. This coming Sunday, March 4th, I'm back at Buddy Guy's, 5 to 8 p.m., 3 shows, 5 to 5:45, then 6 to 6:45, and then the last show is 7 to 7:45. Great food, no cover charge.
That's the Sunday, right?
The Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Buddy Guy, what's that address?
700 South
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And the food is really, really good. There is no cover charge. So just come out. We're going to sort of like extend Valentine's Day. So bring your lover out and just enjoy the evening. Ed is my MC for that evening. And so we're really looking forward to a good show. I got some new pieces, new songs, and I think you'll enjoy the show.
Well, I want to tell you, we'll be coming to you live and in living color next week. We're broadcasting now from Earl Winfrey's Intellectual Radio new studio. It is gorgeous. This is great. This is our first in a new place. It is good. Earl did a great job. We got a professional studio, everybody. You'll be seeing it next week.
Yeah, you're real excited. And again, we always thank Earl Winfrey for giving us his platform, and he has done nothing but just make it bigger and bigger. So we really appreciate that. It's always a value and an opportunity for us to be able to have a voice and be able to say how we feel about life, love, politics, and just health and all of that, because we're the ones with the spirit.
Tell the truth about it.
I mean, we really do. We have the spirit to make things happen. We always just go forward. So we're very, very proud of what Earl has done and just stepped right on up to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we congratulate him for that.
Yeah.
So speaking about everything that's going on in the world and all of the turmoil, and Ed and I have always talked. That's why our show is Here's the Life, because we believe that no matter how old you are, as long as you can walk, talk, and breathe, we say keep it moving. As well as all you give in life is all you get. So we say, so give it all you got. So we wanted to share with you too, because part of the politics and all of that is, like Ed was saying, we've got to step to the plate and start, choosing people, voting for people rather that are going to be of some substance, some real value to our cause, and stand up for all of us as a people and as a world. And one of those things is believing and knowing about life. And I think a lot of times that is missed. They don't understand the essence of life, and that's critical.
Well, for years we have been so-called the canary in the cage in the coal mines, trying to warn society and have the viewpoint and the stance against things that we knew were wrong. And the reason why we as people of color understand this is because we've been around for thousands of years. I mean, America's 300 some years old. What?
Okay.
That's it. We've been around for thousands of years, so we've been through this before. We went up, down, falling, and we did more in this country falling down than most people. That was on our way down. So now we're on our way back and not afraid to tell it like we see it, because we understand it and we've seen it before. We've seen arrogance and we've seen people with political power trying to undermine the masses and demean the masses and keep them ignorant. And that is no longer going to be the case. We are not. Sometimes I believe most of the masses know more than the politicians and their rulers or people that are over them. And they need to start speaking out and calling it like they see it. When you're wrong, you're just wrong. And we need to figure out a better way to get rid of people faster once they find out who they really, really are. And we have the power to discern that. We don't need no statistics, and we don't need no 20, 50-page report on somebody to know that they're insincere.
And not 2-3 years,
It didn't take this long. I can figure that out in about 15 minutes and talking to you. I understand where you're coming from. And we just need a better way of vetting people to let them know if you do not stand for what our values are, you have to go today, if not sooner.
That's right.
And once that idea gets out, we'll find better and better people. And then we can use for doing what we have to do. That's something people probably call it out. We'll check on it. This person with a question probably won't complain because they know we're telling the truth. That's what we do up here in Intellectual Radio. We tell the truth. If you can't handle the truth, you need to get on out of here because this is what we do up in here. I'm telling you like it is. Right? We have not been on the wrong side of history in the last, 10 decades. And we know what's wrong is. I know racism when I see it. I know white privilege when I see it. I don't need nobody. I don't need a report. I don't need the FBI to tell me.
That was Barack Obama.
Barack, he was giving Barack giving me a high five.
Yeah, he was saying that Ed is telling the truth.
It's my man, telling you.
Oh boy, it's nothing like being like this being down there. Like your phone wrong, mine, and that's crazy. Well, we're going to share some things with you about health and some healing foods that really, truly, I think a lot of people don't understand and know about that. You're taking all of this poison. I was reading about a pill that I was taking, that I've been taking for pain. And the side effects is just amazing. People don't understand how the side effects, you'd rather just have what you got than to take some of these pills.
The side effects kill you.
That's right. When they tell you about all the side effects, so then you have to decide now, do I want to keep going through what I'm going through, have this little pain, or do I want to take this pill and then have more pain and other parts of your body have other things happening? So you got one thing going on, the next thing you know, you're dead.
Do you ever try to reason out why in the world would they give you all of these side effects and still expect you to buy this product?
Well, that's what we say, that they're trying to divide and conquer.
You might stop breathing, your throat gonna swell up, you have diarrhea, and you have the sweats with a high fever, and you might die. So call your doctor and ask for this product right away. Does that make sense?
It makes no sense. So we talk about healing foods, and some people don't know the value of even almonds, apples, apricots, asparagus. I mean, it's just amazing how even for potassium, bananas. They can give you what you need as far as potassium, and it even gives you your vitamin B. So it's a nutrient that helps the antibodies fight disease. Bananas absolutely do that. And so they say that you could eat a banana a day, and that gives you some nutrients as far as your potassium and your B, which is even energy. But what is good is almonds is really good it's good for magnesium. which your heart needs. Of course, we know the importance of magnesium, and I think a lot of people don't understand the importance of magnesium. And magnesium also makes you rest well at night.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah, I always tell people that if you're going to do magnesium, you can take it at night. I mean, now that is a supplement that is very, very good that you can even do in the powder form, and it will make you rest very well.
And you'll sleep better. You'll definitely sleep better.
Yeah, but even you can even do it with some almonds. And then apples, they always say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Has always been good as far as giving you a certain amount of calcium that your body needs. So I think a lot of times people need to know that you can get what you need in food, and that's what people need to really truly push for their children. I mean, I've talked to some people before, and they said they've never even had an aspirin.
Yeah.
They've never even taken an aspirin, no type of foreign medication in their body at all. And that's because they tend to use, fruit and vegetables.
Why is it that we don't sit down and talk to people like that, especially the elders? If they've lived 80 plus years and they don't take any type of medication whatsoever.
Well, now some that do it. Now, there's a lot of them that do.
There's some that do,
but from old school.
But
and they listen to their doctors.
No, but there's some that don't. They take an aspirin or they might take a high blood pressure, but that's about it.
Yeah, and even with aspirin, you have to be conscious of that because aspirin can cause bruising. You have to make sure that you're able to take an aspirin because it can even cause ulcers. So you have to really and truly, it should be monitored because it thins the blood out.
Shouldn't that be if you take an excessive amount of those? Because I used to know they used to eat them like candy and eat up all their teeth. She thought they were like chiclets or something. She did. She was eating aspirin like they were chickens. She was about a handful. She would eat aspirin until it ate up her teeth, and she didn't know because she was addicted to aspirin.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
So in moderate amounts to small amounts, they're fine.
Yeah, but not really. You have to be careful because, like I'm saying, it can cause some damage. I mean, if you take a small dosage, like they say, when you start getting up in age, you can do maybe 81 milligram. But still, if you, to our seniors out there, if you were to take an aspirin, you do need to make sure that it is doctor recommended because aspirin can cause blood things.
What about baby aspirin?
That's what I'm saying. A baby aspirin, 81 milligram dosage.
That's 81? I thought it was 10.
No, baby. It's 81 milligrams.
Oh, okay.
That's considered a low dosage for aspirin. And it can be good, but you still need to be mindful. And I still think that your physician, or if you have a naturopath or whatever, that they should, monitor you on it.
Or you can call it German.
Yeah,
right.
And
that's me. Because I'm well past retirement age. I'm not taking anything.
Yeah. You don't take anything.
I'm not taking any aspirin.
Oh, yeah.
A little high blood pressure, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of this high blood pressure medicine is another factor too that people have to be mindful for. But you have to gauge things. You can't be foolish. We always say, because we've worked with the senior market for years, and so we always say, if something is given to you, you don't want to be foolish. You want to take what you're supposed to take. But then it is also a book called Good Pill, Worse Pill. And you can get that at any bookstore, which is good. And then that way you always look up the prescription. Once the doctor gives you a prescription, you look up that pill to see the side effects, what kind of damage it can cause, or if you might want to take it at all.
How it works in conjunction with what you already taking.
Right. And then and then talk to your doctor about it as to whether or not you would really want to even take it. And it's called Good Pill, Worse Pill.
So in other words, just be cognizant of what the doctor does. Just take something because the doctor tells you, because he may not be up on what you're already taking and you wind up with a whole bag of pills and they all contradicting each other.
Well, that's one of the things that they always ask now. They do that. They ask you to list whatever medication that you're taking currently, especially for those that might be seeing a new physician. But I always say, and I know whenever I'm giving any prescription, that's why I was able to talk about that pain pill a little bit. because it can do damage to your kidneys. It can do damage to your liver. So you just have to, be careful and be mindful of those pain medications because they can do some damage for you. Where if you take like MSM, it is phenomenal for pain. And you can just put a little, they have it in pill form, capsule form, and they also have it in the powder where you can put it in a little blueberry juice, apple juice, cranberry juice, and stir it with, say, collagen if you're having a problem, whatever. MSM is sulfur, and that is wonderful for pain. And even it even helps stiffness.
Because a lot of our people in church I've seen is they suffer with a lot of pain. They walk with pain, they live with pain, and they don't know what to do about it. So this is maybe something that they can try.
Yeah, hawthorn berries is another. Right. Hawthorn berries, and it's good if you have it in the drops. Hawthorn berries are very, very good for the heart. It also makes you rest well. So those are some of the things. Psyllium is very good for your lymphatic system. So, if you can work at trying to get away from so much medication, if you have something, of course, serious you want to do and go by what you need to do. But otherwise, if you can take some of the medication and then some of the supplements, then that is just wonderful. Just
in other words, you can gradually take yourself off of some of the medicines or take less of it. See how you feel. Monitored by your doctor and do as much natural supplements as you can without the medicine, because medicine should be temporary. It should take until you are better, take it till the body can adjust. If you're taking it for the last 20-some years, it ain't working. Mm-hmm. So maybe you shouldn't be taking it that long.
And they have blood pressure tea, right, also that you can take that is very good. It has hawthorn berry and other supplements within the tea that can be very, very good for your blood pressure. And then also green tea is very good.
That's good.
It's an antioxidant.
Take that every morning.
And it really and truly, it helps you a lot also.
So in other words, people need to understand that their bodies is a chemical factory. And it responds to all the chemicals that you put in it. Some is not good for, some works in conjunction with, some helps your body do what it's supposed to do. Some give energy, some fights your immune system. You need to find out what they are and be more educated on what you're putting in your body, because you are what you eat, what you drink. Your body reacts to everything you put in it. So be more cognizant of what it is that you're putting in it and what that food is and what chemicals in it and how your body responds to that.
Now, one of the things that I think that I do that I think is that'll be very, very helpful also is Aphrodophyllus, your probiotics. And a lot of people don't know about that. Right? That's good for your whole body, your immune system. Aphrodophyllus and probiotics helps to build your immune system. So that is very good to take. It is also gives you energy, but say if your stomach is feeling a little bad, and I tell people that all the time, if your stomach is feeling a little queasy or you just don't even really feel good, if you take Aphrodophyllus, drink your 8-ounce glass of water, it just, even if you're feeling sick at the stomach and you take that, it just makes you feel so much better. If you've been sick with the flu or have had stomach flu, which is all of that stuff has been going around, if you do the probiotic, it knocks it out and it builds your immune system. Also vitamin C. The probiotics, if you take that in the mornings on an empty stomach, it works wonderful. Going out into the public and being around people with colds and coughs, vitamin C and those probiotics, they work. And you take like 3 billion.
Gives you like a certain amount of protection.
It does. It gives you a protection. So you do like it's a vitamin C. A lot of people, just like airborne. Airborne is something, you don't have to have a cold or anything to take it. It's nothing but a lot of vitamin C. And you can take that even at night. That's another, that's something else that really makes you rest well too.
You feel if you get an idea or scratchy throat or anything about feel a cold coming on, take an intense amount of vitamin C will be airborne.
And you do that right away.
Or something like it. I'm not trying to sell airborne, but
yeah. But it's nothing but vitamin C. So we're going to come up with a couple more things. Time is We still got time though, but yeah, we've got Tony coming up next, and he's going to be enjoying this good spot like us, True
We're in a new
Seekers.
studio, y'all.
Yeah. So we're going to take another break. We'll be right back with a few more suggestions for you to stay healthy. You hear it, Intellectual Radio.
Simply beautiful. Ooh, baby. There's so many good things I could say about you, girl. I could say that I really, if I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I expect a whole lot of love out of you. Honey. You got to be good to good to I could do. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about the way? Hey, sweet. Yeah, yeah, simply beautiful. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, when you get right down to it. Oh,
Intellectual Radio, Zemrah and Ed,
Yes, it is.
talking about we went from politics to health because we know that you got to have good health. And so, Ed, tell us a little bit about what you were just sharing with our producer.
Well, I was telling him about this a neurosurgeon that I spoke to, and he was going to class and he was studying about the human brain.
And you might say, excuse me for cutting you off, you might say that he acknowledged that he is a brother.
Oh, yes. Yes,
We don't want to leave that
I was
out.
at a seminar that the brother was giving, and he was telling us about his experience in medical school, that he was going to school to be a brain surgeon, and he was studying and found out most of the medicines and the cures and the medications that they were prescribing, the side effects alone were killing brain cells. So he raised it to his instructors and told them, this procedure that you're using is killing people. He said, this is not working at all. And and they took objection to his findings and told him that he would have to leave.
They took offense to
They
it.
took offense to it because most schools are pharmaceutically based. In other words, your doctor doesn't know a whole lot about how your body works because we don't teach that. He teaches you that if you have a symptom, if you have a condition, there's a medicine that I have to prescribe for you. And that's what they're being taught. So don't blame your doctor. He doesn't know any better because he wasn't taught any better. There are very few naturalists out here who knows how the whole body works. They can tell you that this is not good for you. There are things that you can do naturally to relieve your condition, but that doesn't pay any bills. The pharmaceutical companies are not making any money if you heal yourself. So they're not into cures, they're into treatments. So everything that's wrong with you has got to be treatable, not curable. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, there's no cure for that. There's a cure for everything. Everything. I don't care whether cancer, AIDS, there's a cure for it. But there's no.
They just came up with a cure, I understand, for hepatitis. Yeah, someone was saying they
might have a condition to have it, so you might as well buy medicine ahead of time. So you're trying to, it's monetarily based type philosophy that you have to take something to prevent something or take something to treat something, but not to cure it. Well, I'm into cures. I don't think there's any reason why you have to be 85 years old to have anything at all. They just convinced you and told you that when you get a certain age, you're supposed to be sick. Something's supposed to be wrong with you. That is a lie.
Well, it's like Hermine's mom is 96, 97, and
she takes nothing.
Yeah.
She can't make her take anything. Why? Because she knows the truth. That most of the things that you take, it will kill you if you take it long enough.
So tell us a little bit about the breathing, what he said about the breathing.
Well, what he taught me was this. He said, if you have a breathing problem, if you have a heart problem, he said, there are things you can do. He said, because life is in your breath. Life has always been in your breath.
Absolutely, I would say so. Yes. Breathing?
He said, what you do, if you want to reset your circulatory system and your heart rate, is to take a deep breath through your nose. Inhale deeply and hold it for 8 seconds. Let it out slowly through your mouth. And after it's all gone, close your mouth and don't breathe again. Hold that for 8 seconds and do that 3 times. And you will find your entire system will slow down and your heart will regulate itself. It's like a reset
of your body.
Like a reset on your body and a reboot on the computer. He said, if you do that, try it and see how you feel. And I do it all day long.
I know. I watch you do it.
I do it all day.
Yeah.
So if I have a heart AFib or if I have a flutter or something like that, if I do that, it stops.
Also, another thing that is good, if you do deep breathing, like you said, everything really truly, life comes through your breathing. And if you breathe, if you can take deep breaths and to reset your lymphatic system too, along with massaging up under your chin lightly, up under your arms, from your back to your stomach area, and also from your groin area. If you do that, that resets your lymphatic system and wakes up the lymph nodes in your system.
See, these are the type of things that they don't want you to know because you can treat yourself. You don't need to pay $75, $80, $50, $25 co-payment to the doctor to have him tell you something wrong with you. You already know. What you want is a cure. So you don't have to keep coming back to him. I always thought that doctors and practitioners should be paid to keep you well. And when you get sick, they shouldn't get a dime. In other words, they should be paid in advance to keep you healthy. And the longer you stay out of the hospital, the more money they make. But if you get sick, you don't come up with anything.
Well, that's why
you should have asked in the first place you were paying attention. That's the way I think that the medical system should work.
Well, that's why it's very important too for people to understand that they should always go for preventive care. And that's something that we always encourage you to do, and always say, go for your checkups. Women, keep up with your mammograms. Men, keep up with your prostate. And if something is brewing, they can, ward it off. But if something is not, then we say, praise God, a good thing. But it's important that, that you stay on top of all of that. And just a couple of more things as far as celery. Celery is also very, very good for the cardiovascular system.
Oh,
And they say that if you eat some celery at night, that is very, very good, that helps you to rest well. And it's just good.
yeah, because you'll find out that when you get the body what it needs, it responds. You feel better for some reason.
Yes.
Because you gave it something they needed.
Yes.
Instead of, you don't send kids off in the morning with a Twinkie and a pop.
Oh, absolutely not.
That is not a way to get your body going in the morning. But unfortunately, that happens.
Well, you get your body going in the morning always by drinking water, and you make sure that the water is room temperature. That you should drink at least 8 ounces. Some people put a little lemon in it. That always gets your body functioning first thing in the morning.
Flush it out.
Yeah, and then another good thing is people don't really and truly understand the value of vinegar. Vinegar is awesome. You just put a little bit of that, a little warm water, and drink that in the morning. It will have to go to the bathroom,
Like
but it's wonderful. Even soaking your feet in vinegar, it takes all the impurities out and really and truly.
It really draws the impurities out of your skin into the water.
It does.
Try it.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, and it's also good for gargling with a little warm water in it. And vinegar has a lot of. Some people even make their salad dressing with vinegar. It doesn't have carbs in it, and it's really and truly wonderful. And I like the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it.
I'm trying
to
figure out how did I survive as a kid back in the 50s with no health care, no insurance, no anything, just my grandmother's treatment.
They're her old recipes.
And I didn't have to go to the doctor.
Right. Just like people don't understand how good Epsom sauce is. Some people use that even as a you take that for if you're constipated,
Mm-hmm.
they use that Epsom sauce, and it's great. We're here at Intellectual Radio giving you some real good advice on what you can do as an alternative instead of doing so much medication, because that's what's tearing up a lot of our bodies and not keeping us on
your
point.
Health is your wealth.
It really is.
So
And
get
when
to
you
something.
got that, that's why we say here's the life. So we're here at IntellectualRadio.com, and we're here every Tuesday. And now we're here in our beautiful new spot every Tuesday from 6 to 7. And, just wishing you blessings and life. And next we have coming up is Tony Duncan with Truth Seekers. So we're going to look forward to some more great guests that we have on our calendar to bring to you. And just keep Here's the Light going. Check me out on Facebook. Like me on Facebook. Please do that. And if you have any suggestions, you can always send it to Zemrah1@yahoo.com. And you can always just like me on Facebook. I'm trying to grow my Facebook. We want to do that. I've got about 3 or 4 Facebooks. We got to pull all of that together. But we got to do that. But again, I'm at Buddy Guys on this Sunday, 5 to 8 p.m. So join me. The food is good, and it's going to be a great show and a lot of fun.
Sing something for me.
We'll see you there. Sing something for me?
Yeah.
I'd love for you to join me. I'll be right there for you. I'll be looking in the audience and hoping to see you. So come on out to Buddy Guys and join me this Sunday. I'll have a treat just for you.
Go, girl. I'm sorry. This is a sneak preview, y'all.
I'm loving you here at Zemrah.